among other geographers and also from students. His main course are related with physical aspects of geography like geotectonics, geomorphology, and recently remote sensing and various statistical techniques. So I kindly invite here Dr. Priyank Pravin Patel. Sir, please carry on. Priyank, sir,
Yes,
please.
hello. Hello. Is it, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So, okay. So, good evening, everyone. Thank you to IIARI for this organizing this. So, we are here to talk about the CUET and what it entails, what are the various things that you need to keep in mind. Now, most of you will be aware of what the CUET entails and what are the things that you need to study about it. But I will just go through some of the basics. Right, so I'll just share my screen and we will begin. Okay, so when we talk of the CUET, what you have is you have an entrance question. There is a general test. As far as I'm aware, there is also a subject specific paper. So let us look at the subject specific paper that is there. And this is for geography because this is a geography related meeting that we have. So let us look at the geography syllabus that we have for the CUET. If you don't have this, I'm sure IIRI can provide this to you. And so what the norms say is that 75টা question থাকবে, right? Is Bangla okay? Na English, I think English is preferable. কোনটা?
Sir, you can carry in both languages.
আচ্ছা, তো যেটা আমরা দেখব যে we need to have we need to undertake this, এই যে কোর্সটা আছে, হ্যাঁ, টোটাল 75 কোয়েশ্চেন্স বলা আছে অ্যান্ড সাবজেক্ট স্পেসিফিক হবে অ্যান্ড কোয়েশ্চেন্স গুলো তোমার আইদার ইংলিশ বা হিন্দিতে দেওয়া থাকবে, সো নো অপশন অফ বেঙ্গলি। সো ইটস ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট দ্যাট ইউ নো দ্য ইংলিশ টার্মস, বিকজ নালে জেনেও যদি না উত্তর করা যায় সেটা ভালো না। তো যে পার্টটা আছে, অনেক কটা সেকশন আছে এই পেপারে অ্যান্ড এটা তোমার এন্টায়ার যে ইউজি কোর্সটা আছে সেটাকে কভার করবে। একটা হচ্ছে জিওমরফোলজি, একটা ক্লাইমেটোলজি। জিওমরফোলজির মধ্যে তিনটে মেজর পার্টস ভাগ করা আছে: সোলার সিস্টেম অ্যান্ড দি আর্থ, এন্ডোজেনেটিক প্রসেসেস। সোলার সিস্টেম অ্যান্ড দি আর্থের মধ্যে আর্থের অরিজিন, জিওলজিক্যাল টাইম স্কেল, মিনারেলস, রক ক্লাসিফিকেশনস, ওকে, প্লেট টেকটনিক্স, কন্টিনেন্টাল ড্রিফট, এই পুরো ব্যাপারটা। এন্ডোজেনেটিক প্রসেসেস এর মধ্যে তোমার স্ট্রাকচারাল জিওলজি, ডিফারেন্ট ফোল্ডস অ্যান্ড ফল্টেড ল্যান্ডফর্মস, তাদের ডিস্ট্রিবিউশন। এক্সোজেনেটিক প্রসেসে তোমার রিভার্স, গ্লেশিয়ার্স, উইন্ড, coastal, karst, all these landforms, okay, and the geomorphic process. Then you will have climatology, right, where you will have weather, pressure, elements of weather and climate, pressure, moisture, air masses, fronts, and climate classification. Then oceanography part is quite short, but it থেকে অনেক detailed questions আসতে পারে. So you have ocean floor surface configuration, তার মানে bottom topography, বিভিন্ন জায়গার কি রকম টোপোগ্রাফি আছে ডিফারেন্ট ওশনস এর তলায়, আটলান্টিক, প্যাসিফিক অ্যান্ড ইন্ডিয়ান। And then you will have the distribution of temperature and salinity of the oceans. And finally, something which is quite important, marine deposits. কোন ওশনে কি type of marine deposits পাওয়া যায়, coral reefs কোথায় তৈরি হয়, different types of coastal environments কোথায় কি রকম differ করে। Okay, this biogeography is biosphere, functions, human interaction and impacts. Okay, these are the different parts of biogeography. Okay, biomes, ecosystems, then your environmental hazards and disasters, then your trophic levels, your energy pyramids, ecological pyramids, food webs, all those things will go into biogeography. And then something which is very important, because this physical geography of India, this is a very important paper. Why? Because no matter what exam you are giving, competitive exam you are giving, whether it is CUET or any other civil or any other competitive exam, you will always have questions on two things. You will always have questions on India, and you will always have questions on the environment. Like কোনোদিন environmental geography part আর physical geography, physical ইন্ডিয়ার geography পার্টটাকে ইগনোর করতে নেই, কারণ আহ, বিভিন্ন কম্পিটিটিভ পরীক্ষায় এই অংশ থেকে কোয়েশ্চেন আসাটা খুবই স্বাভাবিক, রাইট? এবং এটা আসে। তো তারপর দেন হোয়াট উই হ্যাভ ইজ উই হ্যাভ দিস তো ফিজিক্যাল জিওগ্রাফি অফ ইন্ডিয়ার মধ্যে আমাদের জিওলজিক্যাল স্ট্রাকচার, ফিজিক্যাল ফিচার্স, ডিভিশনস, ক্লাইমেট আছে, মিনারেল অ্যান্ড পাওয়ার রিসোর্সেস আছে। ইন্ডিয়ার তেমন হিউম্যান জিওগ্রাফি ফোকাস ততটা নেই, রাইট? ইন্ডিয়ার ইকোনমি, ইন্ডিয়ার ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ, কাস্ট, এথনিসিটি সেটা এই পেপারের মধ্যে নেই, সেটা তোমার সেকেন্ড পার্টে চলে আসবে। So then you have part B, that is human geography. So you will have thought. Thought is very important because a lot of questions I have seen it has come from thought. And this is also a little bit hard because there are lots of names to remember, lot of time periods to remember, কে কোথায় কি বলেছিলেন, কোন বইটা লিখেছিলেন, কোন ইজমটা আছে। সো এইটা একটু মনে রাখতে হবে, রাইট? দেন পপুলেশন জিওগ্রাফিতে একটু আপ টু ডেট থাকাটা ভালো, বিকজ ধরো লেটেস্ট কোনো আমাদের সেন্সাস অনেক বছর হয়নি, ওভার আ ডেকেড হয়নি, বাট লাস্ট সেন্সাসে কোন স্টেটের হাইয়েস্ট পপুলেশন ডেন্সিটি ছিল, কোন স্টেটের হাইয়েস্ট ওভারঅল পপুলেশন ছিল, বা সাম স্ট্যাটিস্টিক্স রিলেটেড টু দ্য ইন্ডিয়ান সেন্সাস। তারপরে there are other socio-demographic data sets that are there for India, NSSO, NFHS, এই যে ডেটা সেটস গুলো আছে, রাইট? ন্যাশনাল সোশ্যাল সার্ভে অর্গানাইজেশনস বা ন্যাশনাল ফ্যামিলি হেলথ সার্ভে যেটা আছে, সো এদের আন্ডারেও আমাদের কি কি ডেমোগ্রাফিক বা সোশিও ইকোনমিক প্যারামিটার্স পাওয়া যায়, সেইগুলো একটু যদি মনে রাখা যায় তো ভালো হবে, right? So then migration, the various laws of migration, the theories that are there. Electoral geography is important because this will talk about elections and geography, how geography of elections, how voting happens, how the which party gets vote where, what are the reasons for it. So that's something to keep in mind. Geopolitics is where you learn about the different global powers, their power games, how they interact with each other, frontiers and boundaries, এই জিনিসটা। From economic geography, you will have the geography of resources, okay, nature and component of resources, water, soil, exploitation of natural resources, right? Different types of economic activity, then your different types of transport and trade, events that are there throughout the world. So এটা ভালো করে দেখতে হবে, এখানে অনেক short questions easily দিয়ে দেওয়া যায়। And then you will have human geography of India, which is related to your economic and population development geographies. So সেখানে cover হয়ে যাবে। And lastly, খুব important is your practicals, because every university will teach both theory and practicals. Theory syllabus different university একটু একটু আলাদা হতেই পারে। Some teach one topic, one university একটা টপিক পড়ায়, কোনো ইউনিভার্সিটি সেই টপিক না পড়িয়ে অন্য কোনো টপিক পড়ায়, কিন্তু জিওগ্রাফির প্র্যাকটিক্যালটা সবাই করায়, রাইট? So you can always expect a good number of questions from the practical parts of geography, and this is something to keep in mind, where you have this scales, then projections, topo sheets are taught everywhere, so you should expect questions on that. Surveying techniques, weather data collection, then statistics. There are different kinds of MCQ questions that are possible on statistics, and that's something you can keep in mind. Then something finally very important, that is remote sensing and GIS. This is a very important field, and you will be expected to know a lot about these two domains. So you should be able to talk of or learn the various theoretical and practical parts of remote sensing, GIS, GPS, aerial photos. So you can have a number of questions from this domain. All right. So this is something to keep in mind, and this is the syllabus. I'm sure you will be provided with the syllabus. So I'll just stop sharing for a bit. যদি কারুর কোনো question থাকে, এই মুহূর্তে সিলেবাস দেখে তাহলে করতে পারো। কারোর কোনো কোয়েশ্চেন আছে? অল রাইট, সো দেন
স্যার
টুডে আই উইল ফোকাস। হ্যাঁ বলো।
স্যার আমাদের অনার্সে যে সিলেবাসটা যেভাবে দেওয়া রয়েছে সেটা অনেক বেশি ব্রড কোশ্চেন বেসড ভাবে দেওয়া রয়েছে। তো আমরা যখন
হুম,
সিইউটির জন্য পড়বো, আমরা কি জাস্ট বইতে যেভাবে করা রয়েছে সেইভাবে টপিক ধরে ধরেই পড়বো, মানে যেভাবে অনার্সের জন্য পড়েছি?
আচ্ছা, এবার আমি তোমাদের একটু পরে সিইউটির একটা স্যাম্পল পেপার দেখাবো, এবং সিইউটির পেপারটা তো পুরোটাই তোমাদের এমসিকিউ, and it is you have to answer these questions, right? And there is negative also, so you must be very careful, how you're answering the questions. And jeta my advice is, don't think that you are studying only for CUET. Okay, you are studying for CUET, but যখন তুমি একটা ধরো বই পড়ছো বা তুমি একটা টপিক পড়ছো, ডোন্ট থিঙ্ক দ্যাট ইউ আর স্টাডিং অনলি ফর ইউর সেমেস্টার এন্ড এক্সাম অর সামথিং। হোয়াট আই উড ডু ইজ, ওয়েন এভার আই এম স্টাডিং সামথিং, আমি পয়েন্ট ওয়াইজ লিখতে লিখতে যাচ্ছি। ওকে, সো আমার পুরোটা পড়া মানে তো আমার বড় এক্সামের জন্য পড়া হচ্ছেই, সেমেস্টার এন্ড এক্সাম বা ইউনিভার্সিটি এক্সামের জন্য পড়া হচ্ছেই, কলেজ এক্সামের জন্য পড়া হচ্ছেই। বাট অ্যাট দ্য সেম টাইম যদি আমি পয়েন্ট ওয়াইজ লিস্ট করতে করতে যাই, এবং কি লিস্ট করব, স্পেশালি যদি আমি কোনো টার্ম দেখতে পাই, ওকে, স্পেশালি যদি আমি কোনো টার্ম দেখতে পাই, তাহলে আমি সেই জিনিসটাকে অবশ্যই লিস্ট করব। ওকে, অ্যান্ড তাহলে, এবং সেই টার্ম তার ডেফিনিশন আমি পাশে পাশে লিখে নেব। এটা আমার কোথায় কাজে লাগবে? নট অনলি দ্য সিইউটি, বিকজ মাই এম ইজ নট অনলি দ্য সিইউটি। এরপর আমি গিয়ে সিভিল সার্ভিসে বসতে পারি, রাইট? বিসিএস, আইএএস, তার জন্য আমি প্রিপারেশন নিতে পারি। সেখানেও আমার শর্ট কোয়েশ্চেন্স বা এমসিকিউ কোয়েশ্চেন্স থাকবে প্রিলিমসে। তার সাথে সাথে আমাকে এটা মনে রাখতে হবে যে মাস্টার্স এর প্রথম সেমেস্টার হয়ে গেলেই বা মাস্টার্স এর প্রথম ইয়ার হয়ে গেলেই আমি যদি ফার্দার হায়ার এডুকেশন বা হায়ার একাডেমিক্স করতে চাই, তাহলে আমাকে নেট পরীক্ষা দিতে হবে, রাইট? নেট পরীক্ষাতে আমাকে আহ, আবার এমসিকিউ কোয়েশ্চেনে বসতে হবে। এতদিন ইউজিসি নেট পরীক্ষা যেটা ছিল সেটা নেগেটিভ ছিল না, রাইট? আমাদের আমাদের দুটো নেট পরীক্ষা হয়, স্টুডেন্টস ফ্রম জিওগ্রাফি দু টাইপের নেট দিতে পারে। এক হচ্ছে ইউজিসির জিওগ্রাফি যেটা আছে, জিওগ্রাফি নেট, আর একটা হচ্ছে সিএসআইআর এর আর্থ সায়েন্স নেট। আর্থ সায়েন্সে দেওয়ার জন্য একটু যদি আমার ফিজিক্যাল জিওগ্রাফি পার্টটা স্ট্রং ভাবে পড়া থাকে তাহলে ভালো হয়, একটু জিওলজিতে যদি নলেজ হয় তাহলে ভালো হয়। তো আমরা এই দুটো নেটই দিতে পারি। অ্যান্ড নেটে যদি কোয়ালিফাই করে যাই, জেআরএফ যদি হয়ে যায়, তাহলে আমি কোথাও পিএইচডি তে যদি জয়েন করি, তাহলে আমি খুব ভালো স্কলারশিপ পাবো, রাইট? ইটস আ গুড অ্যামাউন্ট। দেন তাহলে আমাকে সাথে সাথে নেটের পড়াশোনাটাও করতে হবে সিইউটির পর, কারণ আমি আমার ব্যাচেলার্স এর ফাইনাল ইয়ারের পরে আমি সিইউটি দিচ্ছি, তার ইমিডিয়েটলি 1 বছর পরে আমি নেট পরীক্ষা দিতে পারি, তাহলে আমার একসাথে প্রিপারেশনটা হতে পারে। সো মাই অ্যাডভাইস টু ইউ ইজ, whenever you are studying, you should always keep noting down the points or the main points. আমাদের টিচার আমাদের বলতেন যে যখনই তুমি কোনো মেটেরিয়াল পড়বে, এটা সবসময় মাথায় রাখবে, যদি তোমাকে এখান থেকে কোনো কোয়েশ্চেন করতে হতো, কোনো ছাত্রকে কি কোয়েশ্চেন করতে, রাইট? সো দ্যাট সামথিং ইজ ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট। ওকে, so keep that in mind, and I think that will serve you well. Okay, any other queries? All right. So, what are the books that you can look at? Now, whichever universities you are studying in, তোমাদের একটা বুক লিস্ট আছে, তোমাদের সেই ধরে পড়াশোনা করানো হয় এবং তোমরা পড়ো। অ্যান্ড সো মেক শিওর দ্যাট যে বইটাই তোমরা পড়ছো, মেক শিওর দ্যাট ইউ রিড দ্য হোল অফ ইট, কোনো পার্শিয়াল সিলেকশন ভাবে পড়ো না। আমরা
Excuse me,
সাধারণত,
sir. Sir,
হ্যাঁ, ইয়েস।
can you speak in English? I don't understand Bengali.
All right, so I'll speak in English. So, what I was discussing so far is that if you are, one of the questions we had is how to prepare for CUET alongside your semester exams in your colleges and universities. So, one of the things is that whenever you are reading a particular topic, have a notebook beside you. Any term that you are seeing, any definition that you are seeing, any names of people, any dates that you are seeing, make sure you note it down in that notebook. This will help you revise, because after, before your exam, you can just look at that notebook and you don't need to read the textbook all over again. Okay, that's one thing to keep in mind. Secondly, what are the textbooks that you should ideally follow for a competitive exam? your university has prescribed you a number of different texts for your studies. Go through them thoroughly. Along with it, there are a number of MCQ related books that are there, which are available now, and you should be availing of these and you should go through these. Also, you should target books, you should have a look at books where there is a lot of glossaries given. Okay, glossary means where you have terms and the definition of the terms that are given. So if you have these two things, then it becomes quite easy, and then at least you have a list of terms, right? Because your CUET exam is MCQ based. Your net exam that you will end up giving 1 year after CUET, if you want to pursue higher education, that is also MCQ based, right? Both the CSIR net and the UGC net, these are both MCQ based. And then finally, if you want to proceed further and go for further competitive exams, that is WBCS, civil service, IAS, take training for those. A part of those exams will also be short answer questions as well as your MCQ based, right? So it is always good practice to, while you are studying, you list down the you list down the main points in short form. You list down the main terms and their definitions, any names of persons, any events or dates that are mentioned. Make this notebook. So if you do this for each and every topic that you are reading, you will see that your preparation is quite good. Okay, this will help you to take off with your preparation, right? Regarding the books that you have, look at the common textbooks that are there. And also, I always tell students that for every topic, you read one good Indian author textbook and you read one good foreign author textbook. Okay, so that you get a wider range of knowledge. And a lot of ebooks are available right now. A lot of libraries are there to lend books, or even in your college. So you can avail of the foreign author books from those places as well. Okay, so no need to always buy. All right. So any other queries? Do we have any other queries? Otherwise, I'll proceed. Okay. So coming to this, আচ্ছা শোনা যাচ্ছে তো?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me share the screen again, and right. So this is the CUET paper that IIARI gave to me. So let us just have a look at this. Let us just have a look at this. So this is the MAMSC. This is 2022-23, the MAMSC geography question paper. And I am here to mainly discuss the physical geography part with you. There will be other teachers to come and discuss the different, other parts of geography with you. So I'll talk more about geomorphology. So see, the first questions that we are seeing, these are on, human geography, humanistic geography, and humanism. Then we have some questions on thought. As I told you, there are always going to be questions on thought, right? Then again, we have questions from the historical background of geography, Lebensraum, topophilia, Ratzel, Ifutuan, right? For example, topophilia was Ifutuan, and Lebensraum and others. These things you should be aware of. Then this is this entire part. So now one of the first things we have is on physical geography, we have the origin of the monsoon, right? And thermal concept of origin of monsoon was given by whom? So these are your 4 questions. I would say Halley is the answer, but you should go and check whether this is correct or not. Then another physical geography question is Mount Fujiyama of Japan is of what type? And because it's a volcanic mountain, it's a conical volcanic mountain. That's why we say it's a stratocone, right? It's a stratocone or a stratovolcano, right? So these are the things that you should look at. Then present is the key to the past. It should be either James Hutton or Charles Lyell. Please go ahead and find out. Okay, the concept of this uniformitarianism, it was given by James Hutton, and then it was Charles Lyell who expanded on this further in his book called Principles of Geology. So the answer will be either A or B. I'm asking you to find out, which of this, right? I'm not going to solve a paper for you, but my job is to show you that, what kind of questions are there. And once you start reading, then you will understand and be aware of the answers yourself. Okay. Don't try to memorize answers. Try to use your logic. At a MCQ question, at a MCQ paper approach, the approach to an MCQ exam that you always must have is that only answer the question if you know it is right. Otherwise, if you are just answering and there is a strong chance that it can be wrong, not only do you lose the marks for that question, but because of the negative marking, you also lose the marks you gained for another question. Okay, so for example, if there is 2 marks for a right answer and you lose half mark for a negative answer, if you do not answer a question correctly, if you attempt it and it is not correct, then you actually lose 2.5 marks. Half marks not half marks যায় না. Okay, আড়াই নম্বর যায়. You don't lose 0.5, you actually lose 2.5. That's why your score comes down so much, because you lose the 2 marks for that question which you answered. At the same time, you lose half marks for another question which you had actually answered correctly. So you must be very careful when you make your choices. There is another just a minute, some comments. All right, so there's another thing to keep in mind. Say we have 4 choices, you don't know which is the right answer. Sometimes that is also okay, because your job is always not to know what is the right answer. Your job is to know which are also the wrong answers. So if you can understand that, okay, out of these 4 choices, 3 are wrong, then obviously the one that is not wrong is going to be right. Okay, so that's another way to approach an MCQ exam, where we try to find out, or we try to reason with ourselves that which answer looks most likely to be right, or which answers are likely to be wrong. So if I can identify the wrong ones, I will take the right one. Okay, so anyway, another geomorphology question, geology question. Shale is what type of a rock? Shale is, of course, a sedimentary rock. So there is only one sedimentary option given over here. So C would be the right answer, right? So weak sedimentary rock. Anyway, so then let's proceed further. There are questions on pedology. There are questions on, the ocean currents. There are questions on, thermohaline distribution in the oceans, right? Then classification of Indian soils. Then there's a question on weathering, that chemical weathering is brought about by minerals reacting chemically with water. It occurs mainly in hot and humid climates. So are both correct? Is first one correct, second one wrong, or second one correct, first one wrong? So you'll also have these reasoning kind of statements, right? So this is something you have to decide again and find out. All right. Then what are the following, which of these following features is not a glacial depositional features? So obviously A, B, and D are all glacial deposition feature. In fact, esker is not a glacial depositional feature. It's a glaciofluvial feature, where you have meltwater streams coming out from the snouts of the glaciers, and they are transporting the glacial till, and they are creating the eskiers that we are seeing, right? But however, the best answer that we have here is cirques, because cirques are obviously glacial erosional features, so it is not a glacial depositional feature, right? So that's something which we can find out. Anyway, then along with this, what we have is let's just proceed. Which are the following are soil forming processes: alluviation, ablation, leaching, deflation, illuviation. So you can have alluviation is a soil forming process, leaching is a soil forming process, and illuviation is a soil forming process, right? Ablation and deflation are not. So obviously we get A, B, and C. These are our first quest. This is the best option. Anyway, so once we proceed, so this is the kind of question paper that you will have. As you can see that there is a mix of questions from both physical geography and human geography. Then solifluction is which type of physical process? Is it physical and chemical, or is it both physical and chemical, right? Or is it mass wasting? So that's something you have to read and find out. Then Sambal Lake is what type of drainage pattern, formed by what type of drainage pattern? So these things you have to look. Rift valleys, right? Yeah. So these are the questions that you will have. And as you can see that there is a wide range of questions from the different parts of geography, right? So there is no option for you to leave out any one part of the subject, right? Okay. So, okay, some questions. Can a MA geography student sit for CSIR net? you have to check the eligibility. I think it requires an MSc, রাইট? হয়তো সিএসআইআর আর্থ সায়েন্স নেটের জন্য হয়তো এমএসসি লাগে, এমএ থাকলে হয় না। ओके, एमए ज्योग्राफी होने से सीएसआईआर नेट का अर्थ साइंस एग्जाम शायद आप नहीं दे सकते हो। आपको एक बार चेक करना पड़ेगा। ये एमएससी क्वेश्चन, एमएससी इन ज्योग्राफी लग सकता है। ऑल राइट, सो फाइन। एनी थिंग्स आई हैव डिस्कस सो फार दैट यू वांट मी टू गो ओवर, বা কোনো কিছু ডিসকাস করেছি যেটা আরেকবার বললে ভালো হয়? এনিথিং? Because see, people are some are saying in English, some are saying in Bangla or Hindi, so you can lose some of the portions. So কিছু হলে আমি রিপিট করে দেবো, বল। All right, so okay, one question from Shia is that if I can suggest a few books. I think if you look at the books which your university or college has suggested as part of their syllabus, that's fine, right? And make sure that you read books that cover the entire course. आपका जो पूरा कोर्स है, make sure you cover the entire course. कोई भी পার্ট नहीं छोड़ना है, কোনো অংশ ছাড়বে না, because যেটা দেখতে পাচ্ছ যে পুরো সিলেবাস থেকে মিলিয়ে কোয়েশ্চেন আসে। ওকে, the questions आता है पूरा सिलेबस से। okay, the questions are there from the whole syllabus, so don't leave out any particular part. And make sure practical part you study well, practical अच्छा से करना है। ओके, इसके साथ जो करना है, बहुत सारे एमसीकिউ के किताब मिलते हैं, এমসিকিউর অনেক বই পাওয়া যায়, বা শর্ট শর্ট আনসার্স, গ্লসারি এর অনেক বই পাওয়া যায় এখন। স্পেশালি যারা নেট প্রিপারেশন করে বা যারা বিসিএস প্রিপারেশন করে, তাদের সেই বইগুলো তোমরা ইউজ করতে পারো, বিকজ ওখানে অনেক एमसीक्यू क्वेश्चंस पावे, राइट? जो किताब मिलते हैं बीसीएस आईएएस प्रिपरेशन के लिए, या फिर नेट नेट एग्जाम प्रिपरेशन के लिए, वो किताब भी आप यूज कर सकते हो, क्योंकि उसमें भी आपको बहुत सारे ज्योग्राफी रिलेटेड एमसीक्यू क्वेश्चन मिलेगा, राइट? ओके, व्हाट इज द नेगेटिव मार्किंग? okay, let me just show you the negative marking that is there. So just a minute. If you go to the CUET website, right? If you go to the CUET website, then automatically you will find the negative marking and the whatever is the thing. So anyhow, this is one document, right? Let me just show you. Let me share the screen and show you कितना negative marking है. Right. So see, as per the latest CUET exam pattern, each question paper will have 75 questions, right? Each question paper will have 75 questions and to be attempted in 105 minutes. Okay. So previously thoda alag tha. Each question in CUET 2024 will have 4 marks and there is negative marking of 1 mark. Okay. So you will have 4 marks for each correct answer and you will have a negative of 1 mark for each incorrect answer. But keep in mind, agar aap koi bhi question incorrect answer karte ho, kono question jodi bhul answer karo, you do not lose 1 mark, but actually you lose 5 marks. এটা ভুল বললে কিন্তু 5 নম্বর চলে যায়। কেন? যে কোয়েশ্চেনটা পারলে না তার 4 নম্বর, প্লাস অন্য একটা কোয়েশ্চেনে 4 পেয়েছিলে তার থেকে 1 নম্বর বাদ হয়ে গেল। অলরাইট, সো টোটাল 5 নম্বর তোমার বেরিয়ে গেল। सो प्लीज कीप दिस इन माइंड। अगर कोई भी क्वेश्चन आप आंसर नहीं करते हो, then that's fine, you are not getting a negative. But if you're attempting a question and getting it wrong, then you're actually losing up 5 marks. Why? Because 4 marks for that question you did not get right and 1 extra mark in a question that you did get right. Okay, so this is something to keep in mind. All right, now I think that answers your question. So see, total question 75, correct answer +4, incorrect answer -1. Okay, जो 4 था वो गया plus extra -1. Unattempted or unanswered 0. So कोई negative नहीं है unattempted or unanswered. So that is something to keep in mind. Okay, So fine. Any other questions? Right. So 2024 the cutoff in geography was 154. Right. 2024 the cutoff in geography was 154. Of course, there are different cutoff marks in different categories as specified by CUET. So there are different cutoff ranges in different categories. Please go to the CUET website and find out all the details that are there, right? And one document, this is again a document that IIARI shared with me. So suppose you are trying for Banaras Hindu University, right? BHU তে admission নেয়ার জন্য তুমি পরীক্ষা দিয়েছো. So say in geography, what was the cutoff? So around in the different categories, you have at least you should out of 300, if you are clearing 250, then you have a good chance to get admission in BHU. Okay. 300 তে যদি 250 ক্রস করে যাও তাহলে বিএচইউর মতো খুব reputed central university-তে you will get a admission there. All right. So I think we answered that. Then what are the career options after MSc in GIS? I think that is a separate discussion. I think IIARI can organize another talk on that itself. And okay, if you go through the previous year net questions or books, yes, that will definitely be helpful for CUET, because देखो, whether it's a net exam or whether it is IAS exam or civil service or CUET exam, subject matter to same है ना? Geography is still geography. So if you go through the subject thoroughly, and if you go through different types of MCQ and multiple choice, booklets, question booklets, you will not only train yourself in how to answer these questions and how to choose the correct answer, but also you will gain more and more, help and knowledge, right? So that's something you can definitely go through. Okay, previous year net papers are something you can definitely go through. Also, you can go through the different entrance exam questions that are conducted by different universities. For example, my university, Presidency, we also conduct an entrance exam for the masters. It is called the PUMDET, and it is conducted by the joint board, okay, joint entrance board of West Bengal. And so if you go to the joint entrance board of West Bengal and you type PUMDET old question paper, right? If you type PUMDET old question paper, then you will get access to the old question papers and those questions, and there are further MCQ questions that you can solve. Okay, so that will help you along with your practice. All right. So anyway, coming back to our discussion about geography. So what I wanted to do with you is I wanted to go over some practice questions with you regarding from geomorphology. So we will complete this, and then it will give you an idea how much you need to learn and take up. Okay, so since I was asked today to only speak about geomorphology, so I will restrict these MCQs to geomorphology. If required, later I can take them for other subjects as well. Okay, that if IIRI wants. Anyway, so geotectonics and geomorphology. So let us see how many of you can solve this. Okay, so which of these is an exotic stream? And I will explain the reason behind each answer as well. Which of these is an exotic stream? Any idea? Congo, Ganga, Colorado, Amazon? Well, you can say your answer, or দেখা যাচ্ছে মানে পেপারটা কি দেখা যাচ্ছে? হ্যাঁ না? Okay, so what's the answer? A, B, C, D? All right, so no answer? No answer? Okay. So the answer for this would be Colorado. Why? Because what is an exotic river? An exotic river is one that goes through a landscape, even if it does not get any water from that landscape. There are no tributaries from that landscape. All right. So that's the Colorado. The Colorado goes through a very dry region, and even then it picks up a lot of water. And another example of an exotic river is the Nile or the Indus. Okay. Because see, the Indus goes through Pakistan, but it does not really have any large tributaries in Pakistan. It gets its entire water from the high Himalayas. The Nile goes through Egypt, which is extremely dry, and it receives no tributaries, but it continues to flow. That is because it gets so much water from its upstream area, right, where the Ethiopian highlands are, where Lake Victoria is, right? So that is what we call an exotic river. Then what is an antecedent river? Which of these is an antecedent river? Mone rakho, an antecedent river is one that cuts across the mountain range. Okay, it is older than the mountain range across which it cuts. So which one of these is Ganga is not an antecedent river. It is the Gandak. Okay, the Gandak is the antecedent river, and Ganga is formed on the south side of the Himalayas. Ganga to hocche Gangotri theke, Gangotri glacier is within the Himalayas, right? It's not beyond the Himalayas. The Gandak starts in Tibet. Okay, the Gandak starts in Tibet, cuts through Nepal, cuts through the entire Himalayas, comes to the south of the Himalayas. Okay, the answer here would be the Gandak. Then which of these is not true? VSI mane valley sinicity index and CSI which is channel sinicity index, right? So valley sinicity index equal to channel sinicity, valley sinicity higher than channel sinicity. কোনটা কখনো true হবে না, right? কোনটা কখনো true হবে না? Any answers? A, B, C, D. Number 3. Which one? B. B, valley sinus, correct. B is valley sinicity will never be more than channel sinicity. Okay. The valley cannot be more curvy than the channel. The channel can be more curvy than a valley. You can have a straight valley, you can have a river meandering within that valley. Okay. So that's something to keep in mind. Then number 4. Which of the following statements is correct? Okay, just look at these statements very closely. Which of the following statements is correct? Change in the global base level causes a change in the local base level. Change in the temporary base level causes a change in the global base level. A change in the local base level causes a change in the global base level. A change in the global base level always results in river rejuvenation and downcutting by the river. A, B, C, or D? Any idea? 4A. No, see, when you're giving your answer, don't say B or D. Type 4A, 4B, or 4C, 4D, because then I understand which question you're answering for, right? Answer dile, ধরো 5A, 5B, বা 5A, 6A এরকম করে লেখো, নালে বোঝা যাবে না যে কোন কোয়েশ্চেনটার B, C আনসার দিচ্ছে। 4D, না, 4D is not the right answer. It is actually 4A, right? It's quite strange because rejuvenation হওয়া মানেই, মানে বেস লেভেল চেঞ্জ হওয়া মানেই যে রেজুভিনেশন হবে তা নয়। বেস লেভেল ফল করলেই রেজুভিনেশন হবে, বেস লেভেল রাইজ করলে তো রেজুভিনেশন হবে না। অলরাইট, সো দ্যাট ইজ ওয়াই অলওয়েজ কথাটা ওখানে লেখা ছিল। ওকে, সো ইউ হ্যাভ টু বি ভেরি কেয়ারফুল, রাইট? ওকে, সো অনেক সময় মেনি আ টাইম দিস এমসিকিউ কোয়েশ্চেন্স উইল ট্রাই টু ট্রিক ইউ। ওকে, তোমাকে একটু ফাঁদে ফেলার চেষ্টা করবে। বেশ। Then what are structural benches? Structural benches কিভাবে তৈরি হয়? A, B, C, or D? Differential erosion and downcutting, rise in sea level, river piracy, meander migration, lateral meander migration. কোনটা? Any idea? Structural bench কিসে তৈরি হয়? না, 5A is correct. Good. 5A is correct. 5A is differential erosion, right? That is what causes your this downcutting. Okay, then structural bends. Then crevasse play. Crevasse play are formed by what? Channel incision, breaking of the natural levees, বা স্বাভাবিক বাঁধ ভেঙে গেলে crevasse play তৈরি হয়, sea level fall না পয়েন্ট বার ডেপোজিশনের জন্য তৈরি হয়। কোনটার জন্য আমাদের crevasse play তৈরি হয়? 6 এর আনসার কোনটা? 6A, না, 6A নয়। চ্যানেল ইনসিশনের জন্য crevasse play হয় না। চ্যানেল ইনসিশন করে ডাউন কাটিং হয়ে যাবে। এবার যদি তুমি বলো যে না, সাইডে যদি ইনসিশন করে বেরিয়ে যায়, the better answer is 6B, breaking of levees. Okay, breaking of levees is the better answer. All right, then which of these channels is most likely to migrate across the floodplain? Incised meander, bedrock river, fault line controlled river, alluvial channel? কোনটা? কোন চ্যানেলটা নিজের ফ্ল্যাট প্লেনের এদিক ওদিক সরে বেড়াতে আরো সক্ষম হবে? তো সেটা ইনসাইজ মিয়ান্ডার না কোনটা? 7A, 7B, 7C, 7D? না, মিয়ান্ডার নয় এখানে, কারণ ইনসাইজ মিয়ান্ডার মানে ওটা নিচে কেটে বসে গেছে। ওকে, নট অ্যান ইনসাইজ মিয়ান্ডার, বিকজ ইনসাইজ মিয়ান্ডার্স মিনস ইট ইজ ডাউন কাটিং. It's a down cutting meander. There is a regional uplift and the meander is cutting down into the terrain. All right, so it is not likely to go sideways. Rather, an alluvial channel, a simple alluvial channel that is flowing freely, 7D would be the better answer. Okay. Then we have helicoidal flow. Helicoidal flow occurs where? Helicoidal flow in a river. Helicoidal flow in a river will occur where? In the middle of a ridge, cliff base, slip of base, in a riffle area. Where? Where will a helicoidal flow happen? Right, correct. 8C is correct. The cliff slope of a meander bend, because that is where the pool is. And that is where the pool is. And so you'll have undercutting over there, and you will have helicoidal flow, helical flow in that particular location. All right, good. 8C, that was quite easy. Then this is quite interesting. I hope তোমরা জানো যে যত ডাউনস্ট্রিম যাবে অ্যাভারেজ নদীর ভেলোসিটি কিন্তু বেড়ে যায়। আমরা সাধারণত মনে করি গতিবেগ নদীর কমে যায় তলার দিকে। নো, প্লিজ রিমেম্বার the average velocity of a river increases downstream. Okay, thoda hone se bhi the average velocity of a river increases downstream. It does not drop downstream. Okay, and it's very important that it increases downstream, nale sarakhon flood hoto. Anyway, so the mean velocity of a river increases downstream. Why? A, B, C or D? কোন কারণে নদীর ভেলোসিটি, নদীর গড়ে যে গতিবেগ, সেটা ডাউনস্ট্রিমের দিকে বাড়তে থাকে কেন? এ, বি, সি অর ডি, কেন? Any idea? Increasing channel depth, increasing channel width, increasing discharge, coarser sediments? No, not because of that. The correct answer here would be C, 9C. The channel becomes deeper, the channel becomes wider, there is more water, so more discharge, so less friction, and there is finer sediments, so there is less obstruction in the channel. Right? As a result, so 9C is the better answer. Okay. Then a braiding channel pattern can develop in a meander. That a braiding channel pattern can develop in a river only where? Upper, middle, lower. Braiding channel কোথায় তৈরি হবে? Or anywhere? A, B, C or D, 10A, 10B, 10C, 10D, কোথায়? ব্রিডিং চ্যানেল একটা নদীতে কোথায় হবে? আপার কোর্স, মিডল কোর্স, লোয়ার কোর্স, কোথায় হবে? হ্যাঁ না, 10C লোয়ার কোর্স না, লোয়ার কোর্সে নয়, আপার কোর্সেও হতে পারে, মিডল কোর্সে হতে পারে। সো আনসার ইজ 10D। অলরাইট, সি হোয়াট আই এম ট্রাইং টু ডু উইথ অল অফ ইউ ইজ, আই হোপ ইউ ক্যান রিয়েলাইজ যে কতটা তাহলে ডেপথে পড়লে ভালো হয়। দিস আর অল কোয়েশ্চেন্স ফ্রম রিভার্স, রাইট? You have been studying rivers in your school, you are studying rivers in your, maybe if you had geography in class 11 and 12, তাহলে মাধ্যমিক উচ্চ মাধ্যমিকেও নদী নিয়ে পড়াশোনা করেছো, ব্যাচেলার্সেও নদী নিয়ে পড়াশোনা করছে, কিন্তু অনেক টাইপের কোয়েশ্চেন আসতে পারে, অনেক নানা ধরনের কোয়েশ্চেন আসতে পারে। There can be a wide variety of questions. Understood? So it's very important that you read a topic in depth. So কোনো একটা বই পড়লে হবে না। The more variety of textbooks that you read on, say on geomorphology, the more knowledge you will gain, the more understanding you will gain. Because this exam is not just a knowledge-based exam. The exam is also a reasoning-based exam. Okay, understand that an exam is also a reasoning-based exam. Okay. Okay, so please be careful that you also have to reason out the answer. Okay, then alluvial fan head entrenchment কোথায় ঘটবে? 11A, যেখানে টেকটনিক আপলিফট হবে, সাবসিডেন্স হবে, ক্রেটনিক স্টেবিলিটি হবে, না ক্লাইমেট এরিড হবে, কোথায় হবে? অ্যালুভিয়াল ফ্যান হেড এন্ট্রেনচমেন্ট মানে কি? অ্যালুভিয়াল ফ্যানটাকে নদী কেটে আবার বসে যাচ্ছে, the river is re-cutting down into the older alluvial fan. Where will this happen? Where will this happen? In an area of tectonic uplift? Correct. 11A is the correct answer, in an area of tectonic uplift. Okay, good. Then continuing buildup of levees along a river channel will cause floodplain section to appear what? Concave, convex. If there is a river channel and all along the river channel there is levee deposition, okay, levee formation হতেই থাকছে, then the river will look how in cross section? Will it be concave, convex? কিরম লাগবে বলো? কোনটা? 12A, B, C, D, concave, 12C flat না, it will be 12A, convex. And this is exactly what we have in southern Bengal, because due to the formation of the natural levee, স্বাভাবিক বাঁধ তৈরি হওয়ার জন্য নদীর পাড় ধরে ধরে, due to the formation of the natural levees along the river, the river flows at a higher elevation than the landscape. All right. So because of the in-channel deposition, in-stream deposition that happens. Anyway, index of braiding 1963 বা 1964 কে করেছিলেন, যেটা সব থেকে কমন ইউজ করা হয়। ওকে, কে করেছিলেন? নাম্বার 13 কে করেছিলেন? এটা ব্রাইস করেছিল, ব্রাইসের ব্রিডিং ইন্ডেক্স। ওকে, ফর্মুলা হচ্ছে twice into sum of length of all bars and islands divided by the length of the reach. If that is higher than 1.5, then it is taken to be a braided channel. Okay, so I hope you know this. এটা topo sheet থেকেই শিখেছো when you studied topo sheets. Okay, the single term that can describe the sediments being taken by a river through saltation, rolling and sliding, এটাকে কি বলে? সল্টেশন, রোলিং এন্ড স্লাইডিং এর মাধ্যমে যদি একটা নদী কোনো সেডিমেন্টকে নিয়ে যায়, তাহলে সেটাকে কি বলে? সাসপেনশন, ট্র্যাকশন, ফ্লোটেশন না সলিউশন? 14 এর আনসার কি? 14 এর আনসার ইজ ট্র্যাকশন. ট্র্যাকশন মিন্স বেড লোড. ওকে, bed load movement. So this is 14. All right. Then lines joining points of equal stream velocity. Lines joining points of equal stream velocity in a channel, they are called what? Isonef, isohel, isovel, or isogon. 15C, isovel, correct. Iso equal velocity. Isohel হচ্ছে areas getting equal amounts of sunshine. Isonef হচ্ছে areas recording the same wind speed. And then isogon is rocks, points along a rock that show the same amount of dip. Right? So these ISOs you must learn, because many type of ISOs are there, and you can easily be asked a short question on an ISO. All right. So you have done Strahler stream ordering. Okay, Strahler stream ordering scheme you have done in your topo sheet classes. So in the Strahler stream ordering scheme, the number of streams of the highest order in any river basin, যে কোনো নদীর হাইয়েস্ট স্ট্রিম অর্ডারে কটা নদী থাকবে? 5টা, 1টা, 4টে, 7টা? কোনটা? 5, 1, 4, 7. The highest order river in a basin will be how many? It will always be 1. Okay, so 16 is B. Okay, 16B. Okay. Then Rossgen channel classification, you may have studied. So Rossgen channel classification is a way of classifying river channels, right? And if you have not heard of this, I suggest you Google search and you study about this. Because it's a very good way of classifying river channels. So kota main type of Rossgen stream types hoy, eta 5টা hoy. বা 5টা না 6টা হয়, দেখে নিও কটা হয়। Okay, A, B, C, D, E and DA, or A, B, C, E, F and DA. A, B, C, D, E and DA, 6টা টাইপ হয়। Okay, so please check Rossgen channel classification বা Rossgen method of channel classification, দেখে নাও। It's a very good way of classifying river channels. Okay, let's do some more. Should I continue or should I stop?
No, sir, continue.
All right. So, what type of channel migration or change in course may cause a wind gap? At a wind gap, if you see a wind gap in a geomorphic feature called a wind gap, কি প্রসেসে wind গ্যাপটা তৈরি হয়েছে একটা জায়গাতে? বলো। The answer is 18. 18 এর আনসার কি হবে? River capture, distributaries, meeting point of 3 rivers, neck cutoff. It is river capture. Okay. Okay, then what kind of flow are seen when a less dense river water flows into more dense seawater? Right? Hyperpycnal, hypopycnal, homopycnal, none of the above. Okay, it's hypopycnal, right? And see, the last one we'll do is the sediment layers which form the lowest deposits at the base of a delta. The sediment layers which forms the lowest deposits at the base of a delta, what is it called? Top set, foreset, bottom set. Lowest deposits are called bottom set. Okay, so that's pretty easy. Lowest deposits are called bottom set, right? Okay, concept of a graded river was given by whom? এ দিয়েছিলেন 21 is A. Okay, Gilbert, not Davis, Gilbert. Okay, and base level দিয়েছিল পাওয়েল। Okay, base level দিয়েছিল পাওয়েল। গ্রেডেড রিভারের খুব সুন্দর ডেফিনিশনটা দিয়েছিলেন ম্যাকিনি। ওকে, দেন কোন ইরোশনাল প্রসেসে নদীর মধ্যে বাবল ট্র্যাপ হয়ে যায় আর সেটা এক্সপ্লোড করে ইরোশন করে? ওকে, যখন যখন এয়ার বাবলটা এক্সপ্লোড করে তখন জলের ক্ষুদ্র কণাগুলো বেরিয়ে গিয়ে পাথরে লেগে সেখানে অনেক ছোট ছোট হোলস তৈরি করে দেয়। এটা ক্যাভিটেশন। গুড, সো 22C ক্যাভিটেশন, রাইট? সো দ্যাটস সামথিং। Okay, তাহলে then one interesting question. We did river geomorphology. Let's do something else. Which of these islands, এদের মধ্যে যে আইল্যান্ড গুলো প্যানজিয়ার অংশ ছিল না, which of these islands was not part of Pangaea? Iceland, Sri Lanka, Madagascar, Great Britain. কোনটা? 23? 23? Any idea? Iceland is correct. Why? Because it is only after the, what we have is আমাদের the Pangaea breaks apart. It is only after Pangaea breaks apart that the mid-Atlantic rift develops. And once the mid-Atlantic rift develops, due to magma plume coming up below the mid-Atlantic rift, that is when the Iceland forms. Okay. So fluted classification. Number 24. Fluted classification কোন ফিচারের জন্য করা হয়? Fluted classification কোন ফিচারের জন্য করা হয়? Faults, joints, folds, unconformities. Number 24. You have studied fluted classification in undergraduate first year. যদি পড়ে থাকো, fluted classification is done for folds. Okay, it's a method of fold classification. Okay, then if the angle of dip of a fault plane is 30 degrees, what is its head? যদি কোনো fault plane এর angle of dip 30 degrees হয়, তাহলে তার head কত হবে? Head হচ্ছে 60, because dip and head are complementary to each other. তাহলে 90 minus 30 is 60. So B, 25B is the correct answer. All right. Then a fold with only one limb bent. A fold that has only one limb. খালি একটা লিম্বই bent আছে. Then what is that fold called? Syncline, overturned, monocline, recumbent. See, the answer is in the name itself, right? Overturn মানে ঘুরে গেছে, recumbent মানে শুয়ে পড়েছে, syncline মানে দুদিকে bend আছে, monocline, mono means one, so monocline, inclination, one bed only. All right, so this is very easy. Then isostatic response of Canadian shield, the presence isostatic response of the Canadian shield to the removal of the Laurentide ice sheet. Okay, এটাকে কি বলে? এটাকে কি বলে? এই যে from Canada, from the northern parts of Canada, the ice sheet has gone back and the area is rebounding, coming up. এটাকে কি type of deformation বলে? No, it is due to isostasis. I understand it is due to isostatic rebound বলে এটাকে, but এটা কোন type of deformation? এটাকে বলে elastic deformation. Okay, plastic deformation causes folding, brittle deformation causes faulting, elastic deformation in the Earth's crust causes crustal rebound by isostatic rebound. Okay, so that's something to remember. Okay, then a type of fault that does not have any vertical component. একটা fault যার কোনো vertical component নেই, সেটা কি? সেটা কি type of fault? Vertical fault, dip fault, reverse fault, strike slip fault. এটা strike slip fault, কারণ the two blocks have gone side by side. Okay, good. আচ্ছা, ডিজিটেশন বলে যে মাইনর স্ট্রাকচারস গুলো দেখা যায় একটা ফোল্ডে, ওকে, ডিজিটেশন বলে যে একটা মাইনর স্ট্রাকচার দেখা যায়, সেটা কোন টাইপ অফ কিসে দেখা যায়? ফোল্ডে দেখা যায়. সো দের ইজ অনলি ওয়ান টাইপ অফ ফোল্ড মেনশনড ওভার হিয়ার, রিকাম্বেন্ট ফোল্ড. সো digitations are finger like projections given in recumbent fold. So 29A is the correct answer. Okay, then sac ponds এ তৈরি হয় কি প্রসেসে তৈরি হয়? sac ponds মানে, if you think of Africa, if you think of Eastern Africa, if you see Lake Malawi, Lake Tanganyika, These are all linear narrow lakes, right? This is occurring why? Because the East African Rift Valley has formed over there, and as the crust is stretching, যেহেতু ইস্ট আফ্রিকার ক্রাস্টাল পার্টটা স্ট্রেচ করে ফেটে যাচ্ছে আস্তে আস্তে, জলটা ওখানে ওই জায়গাটা বসে যাচ্ছে, ওকে, that area is subsiding, so water has come and collected in that particular location. And so, it forms long linear ponds that we call sac ponds. So sac ponds are produced why? Is it due to mining? Is it due to transpression? Is it due to transtension? Is it due to solution? What? Okay, see the question. Sac ponds may not be produced. Sac ponds may not be produced as a result of what? Sac ponds may not be produced as a result of. Answer is B, transpression. Transpression will cause lift, okay, folding. Whereas transtension will cause rifting, sac ponds hote pare, mining will cause rifting, but mining you are taking away rocks, it can form a long narrow, it can cause area to subside and it will cause a sac pond. Limestone can be soluble, and if there are large uvalas and polias, then you can also have a sac pond, right? All right, then anticlinal valleys and synclinal ridges. Anticlinal valleys and synclinal ridges কি রকম টোপোগ্রাফিতে দেখা যায়? Reversal of topography. Good. 31B, reversal of topography. Then you will see anticlinal valleys and synclinal ridges. Okay. Then the parent rock from which a metamorphic rock is derived. The parent rock from which a metamorphic rock is derived. কি বলা হয়? Monolith, xenolith, bismuth, protolith, কি বলা হয়? All right. It is 32A, right? Protolith. Proto means earlier, older. Okay. So protolith. Then tektites, number 3, number 33. Please, when you give the option, it is better to write the question number. So tektites will be formed by what? Metasomatism, impact metamorphism, thermal metamorphism, dynamic metamorphism. Tektites are answered taki. Metasomatism means hydrothermal metamorphism, okay? Hot saturated chemically charged liquids. Tektites are a very unique type of rock. They are formed when a meteorite strikes the crust of the earth. So it's impact metamorphism. Okay. So that's something to keep in mind. Then hot springs and black smokers are associated with what type of metamorphism? Hydrothermal, impact, thermal, dynamic. Right? এর আগের question থেকে answerটা চলে আসে. Hot springs and black smokers are usually associated with hydrothermal metamorphism. All right. Then combination of igneous and metamorphic texture. Combination of igneous and metamorphic texture is what? Mica schist, marble, migmatite, metaconglomerate. What type of rock has both igneous? It is part igneous, part metamorphic. Answer is migmatite. Okay, 35C. Then which of these metamorphic rocks does not exhibit a foliated structure? Schist, marble, phyllite, slate. Which of these metamorphic rock does not exhibit a foliated structure? Foliations are the fine cracks or the fine beds that are there within a metamorphic rock. Okay, the fine planes that have developed. So it's marble. Marble is massive. Okay. Schist, phyllite, slate, these are all phala kora jay. These are all platey structures. Okay, plates thake. All right, and yeah, I think let's go ahead. Sea mounts ke ki bola hoy? Sea mounts. Sea mounts are also known as number 38. Sea mounts are called what? Guyots, right? Okay, that's an easy one. All right, then the angular extent of the shadow zone of the earthquake is how much? This is usually around 105 to 145. Okay, different books will give you different values. So 39A. And which earthquake was studied by Jeffries to understand PNS waves? Okay, PG and SG waves. This was the Kulpa Valley. Okay, not Kolpa. It was a Kulpa Valley. Okay, in Europe. So anyhow, I think you are getting some idea of what are the different types of questions that let us look at another one. Ventifact. Ventifact that has only one, number 66. A ventifact that has only one of its faces abraded by sandblasting. What is it called? Einkanter, Zweikanter, Dreikanter, or none of the above. So this is A, Einkanter, right? Then number 65. What are Inselberges referred to as? Bonhard, Dome, Mouton, or Caprock? Right? That's also very easy. 65 is A. Then number 64, the prairies in the US and in the valleys of southern France, they are covered by glacial deposits. What are they known as? Adobe and limon, or limon and adobe, chestnut and chernozem. Right? This answer would be your adobe and limon. All right, 64A again. Anyhow, so basket of eggs topography. If you look at basket of eggs topography, it is used to describe what kind of a landscape. Barkhans, eskiers, rochemontans, or drumlins. So 59 answer would be D, drumlin. Right. So okay, I'll stop sharing. And you realize that there are many different types of MCQ questions that can come up from your geomorphology and geotectonics. We did almost 25 questions only from rivers, and you saw that how many diverse kind of questions can come only from rivers or can be made only from rivers. So my advice is that when you study a particular topic, right, just MCQ practice kore kono labh nei. This is not a paper where you can hope to get something common. The MCQ practice, please note, the MCQ practice should only be done so that you are able to check whether you have studied a topic or not. Okay, whether you have refined your study process or not. It is not an exam where you mug up, where you memorize a lot of MCQ. MCQ মুখস্থ করে চলে গেলাম, পাশ করে গেলাম, সেটা কিন্তু নয়. So you have to read your theory. You have to understand your theory. Okay, you then only will you be able to reason out any of the questions. Okay, because এটা হতেই পারে যে কিছু কোয়েশ্চেন তুমি ডাইরেক্ট আনসার জানবে না, কিন্তু তুমি রিজন যদি করা থাকে, যদি থিওরিটিক্যাল ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ডটা স্ট্রং এনাফ থাকে, তাহলে সেটাকে পড়ে তুমি ঠিক আনসারটা বার করে নিতে পারবে। ওকে, রিজন আউট করে। সো জাস্ট এমসিকিউ সলভ করাটা বৃথা, অ্যান্ড পড়তে পড়তে নোট করে করে লেখা, right? Short points গুলোকে লেখা, while you are studying, write down each of the short points, each of the terms, write down definitions, dates, people, all right, any isms, any laws that you come, who gave, when, why, and then you can go and do these MCQs. Okay, so I think we can stop here. So I have discussed this the nature of the CUET syllabus for geography, the kind of question paper that you are likely to have. We saw an old question paper, and we did some example questions from geomorphology and geotectonics, right? The best thing now you can do is go ahead and read, and then you will have enough MCQ books. There are enough MCQs online that you can solve. If you look at IAS preparation, WBCS preparation, net preparation. You also look at the entrance exams of different universities across India. The organizers have said that they will send those to you. So do it on your own. Don't expect to just get solved papers and mug them up. That does not help. If you do not solve on your own, then your own abilities will not develop. All right. So anyhow, I think I'll stop there, right? Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful suggestions and wonderful class. I think the students will get some more valuable questions, more valuable suggestions, and how to prepare their CUET on geomorphology. Thank you, sir, and অনেক ধন্যবাদ আপনাকে. And for all the students, please see through your group. Actually, this session is totally live in Facebook, and all the links, live links and other materials, they also provide on the group. And the group will open for everyone from 9 to 10 p.m. every day. You can ask question there, and we will solve regarding the matter of CUET and various purposes also. So thank you, everyone. So we end our sessions here, and we also notify you about the next sessions. তোমাদেরকে সবই জানিয়ে দেওয়া হবে, এবং গ্রুপে তোমাদের দেখে নেবে যে কি কি লিংক আমরা প্রোভাইড করছি, সেখান থেকে তোমরা লাইভ সেশনের লিংক, তোমরা বিভিন্ন কোশ্চেন অ্যান্সার সেটআপস এগুলো পেয়ে যাবে। আর নেক্সট সেশন কবে হবে তোমাদেরকেও ইনফর্ম করে দেওয়া হবে। থ্যাংক ইউ এভরিওয়ান। উই এন্ড দ্য সেশনস হিয়ার।